Okay, this is the next episode in the BT50 air conditioning saga. So I had to think about this because it blocked up again and you can't access the outlet hole from underneath and you can't access it from the inside. This is where the aircon blower is, and it all connects up into the center console here, and that's where the drip outlet is. You can't get in there. If you see water in here like this after you've been on a big hill, this means your aircon condensation outlet is blocked and the water is building up inside all this black tubing here. And when you do a right hand turn in an Australian car, the water comes across this way and it starts hitting the aircon blower, which is, I've got it pulled out, it's this thing that spins, and when the water hits that you can hear it. So what I thought was, if I pull the blower out, I might be able to access the aircon ducting and soak up the water and get rid of the water. So unless you've got a trained pet mouse that's going to run up in here and do that for you, that's not going to happen. And I've looked at all of this here. This is basically like one big piece. It's more than one piece, but it's clipped together and it's got screws in it and everything. Pulling that apart is not possible. You have to pull the dash out to do that, and forget doing that. So then I thought, well, if I pull the blower out, if you pull it out and you can feel up here where the blower gets inserted, there's like a lip. There's like a lip on the edge here. So the water actually has to build right up and get over that lip before it gets into the blower. And we don't want to get it in the blower because it's an electric motor and it'll just stuff it. So what I figured is I can drill a hole here somewhere in the black like aircon tubing ducting, put a rubber grommet on it, and then put like a hose line, and then feed it under the flooring. And then if you come underneath, so to locate this, what you want to look at is the mudguard. If you go directly across from the mudguard, like back about, say, 150 mil, which is 6 inches. If you go towards the rear of the car, about 6 inches from the mud flap, which is back here, you'll find I've got the hose line sticking out, but this black rubber grommet is usually plugged in here. So you can just pull that out. Then you'll see this flooring insulation. I put a hole in it, thinking I had to go through that because I thought it was all sealed and I wasn't going to be able to get the hose up to where I needed it unless I went through that insulation. But you don't have to do that, because we come back in underneath, if we come back in to the footwell, this plastic on the side, you can just sort of pull at it and it moves and it flexes quite a bit. You don't even really have to remove it. You can flex it enough. Just get rid of the rubber mat. You can flex it enough to get the flooring material to move. Now once you get it to here, it's not going to go any further because it's all attached up in the center console here. But once you get it to there, you can see this black flap, which has insulation on it. There's like white styrofoam there, but you don't have to do anything to the styrofoam. What you want to do is get your arm in, lift up the insulation, and you'll get to the steel, the floor steel down here. It's down like this way here. You can't see it, it's directly through the flooring there, and you'll be able to feel the hole. And once you can do that, you can feed a hose line into that and then put everything back. Alright, and then you'll have your hose line in here and you'll have it sticking out the other end. Then all you've got to do is drill a hole in this, plug that back into the bottom of the chassis with the hose line running through it, sticking out a little bit so it sticks out the bottom of the car, and then find a grommet. I just ordered a whole 180 piece pack of grommets off eBay. I'm going to get a grommet that fits this. I'm going to drill a hole here into this, and hopefully, maybe I might be able to get my hand up and that might help me get it in, but you'll be able to get a grommet in here and then you'll be able to stick that hose in there, and you only want to just poke it in there so that it's not up too high inside there, and just hide all the line in here so that you can't see it and so people's feet don't get caught on it. And then it's going to fill up, but it should get to that exit hole then, and it should drip out that one. And if that one blocks up, at least you can pull it out and clean it and get to it, instead of all the other stuff that Mazda came up with. So that's what I'm doing to fix the aircon in my Mazda BT50.